Hi everyone, welcome to Widener University and your very first course in this social work program. You'll be taking Social Work 503, Interpersonal Processes with me. I'm Dr. Ginny Folk New. Welcome to call me Ginny or Dr. New or Dr. Folk New or Professor or whatever combination you want with that, okay? I want to walk you through, give you an overview of the course, and then go into a little more depth in week 1. So the first thing I want to show you is that, and hopefully you've had orientation. So this is the home page. Nothing too exciting on here right now. Over here, there'll be a list of things that are due for the week. And then also there's a calendar here. The calendar's been set up. There we go. And then over here, so there's some things on here that you'll never see. What you most care about are announcements. So you'll see that there's no announcements on the home page yet because all of these announcements have been delayed. They'll begin coming out when the course opens up, and the course opens up on May 11th. Here is a brief overview of the syllabus. Here are the modules. This is where all of what you do is going to happen here in the modules. The other places that you need to know about, one is about grades, because that's where you see your grades. And you also get to review the feedback that I will write you on your assignments. So you need to be able to know how to get to grades. And then people, because there's other people in the course, maybe you want to reach out to somebody, so you can find them there. I'm just going to move this over for a second. I want to show you, this is the Canvas inbox. If you need something where you want to ask me a question, this is where you go, to the inbox. Please don't use my Widener email at the moment. Well, most of the time, but it's worse right now. My email just blows up in that, and I'm always afraid I'm going to miss your email. Okay, this is just for faculty. All right, so a little bit of background. These are resources for you, gives you some information. You're in a master's program. I'm not reading any of that stuff to you. You know how to read. And then let me just do a big picture first. Here is a list of the major projects and assignments. And with each one, there's an instructor video, and a video that I made for you. Okay? Process notes, paper. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Those are together. Paper, and then a small group presentation. I'll come back to those in just a moment. Here's some information about your instructor. That would be me. And then here's a student lounge, some more resources. And then each course is set up in the same way. Learning resources, sometimes there's hints and tips for things and reminders. Discussion, an activity, and an assignment. Okay? So you'll see week 2, pretty much the same thing. And each week, so it's not there yet, but there will be up in here, there'll be a video that I will make for you, like this one right now, will be right here. And then there'll be one for each week 2 to 4, 6, 5, 3, 7. Okay. But they'll be in order in the course. Okay. Again, same thing. You'll find that there are, each week there might be subtle differences, but basically it's the same thing with learning resources, all of your discussions, any activities, and then if there's an assignment. Okay? All of these, all the way down here. And then finally at the bottom are student resources. You do want to pay attention to these because these give you some resources for using APA format, plagiarism, which you don't want to do, citing information, writing things, video conferencing, okay? So let's go back to week 1 and let's go through each one of these. I was going to say together, kind of together, right? This gives you an overview and a learning objective. Then here are learning activities. These take you to other parts of the module 1. I find it's easier for me just to scroll through by using the next button that's on the bottom. Here we have learning resources. This is the article, the whole chapter that you're going to read for week 1. You want to read about plagiarism information. You super duper want to avoid that. Here is a video to watch about social intelligence. This will be important in the next couple of weeks when you have a discussion and also a paper that will involve social and emotional intelligence. Here's a Zoom meeting using a video and checking your email, all that. Move on. Here's a Zoom best practices checklist. I have headphones in right now because sometimes it's a little noisy in the background and maybe it'll cut down on some of the noise. Here's a reminder. So when you go to meet in your small group in your dyad, you need to use Zoom, preferably Zoom, because your whole presentation, which is going to come up really fast, that's due in week 7, you need to use Zoom to record it. So starting out by using Zoom in the very beginning would be helpful to you, okay? But you could, for these assignments, you could use Skype, you could use FaceTime. You need to be able to see each other. Using a phone, texting is not going to count for a small group meeting. All right, so here are class agreements. You want to come up with 3 agreements that you would like to make with your class that would help you feel safe in posting and responding, interacting with your classmates. And then you're going to write a rationale. Why do you think this agreement or rule is important? Why is it important to you? Okay? And then once that's all done, this is due by Sunday, pretty sure. Oh, sorry, due by Thursday. And then sometime before Monday, I will take all of these and compile them into one document, and then I will post them. And they will be important to you because when you are not only working in the large group, which is the whole class, but they're also important in the small group, which is something you'll be working in, and I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. You're not required to make any responses for this discussion post. It's not really a discussion, is it? It's just really a post. Okay, then we have an icebreaker, and you're going to make a video, and here's information about how to do that. And you're going to upload your video into YouTube, and you're going to make your setting in YouTube unlisted. Not private, because you're the only one who will see a private video. Not public unless you really want to be out there, in the cloud with everybody else. Okay, so you're going to make an introduction. Like your introduction should be 1 to 2 minutes long in your video. my introduction's longer because you need to know more about me. I don't want you to make 5-10-minute introduction videos because many of the students coming into the program would like to know something about the people that they're in class with. And so if you make a 1 to 2 minute video, people are more likely to watch your video, all right? Where are you from? Oh, your name would be helpful, or how you would like us to. So when you see my name's going to come up as Virginia, but you do not call me Virginia. That's my given name, and the university won't change it. So instead, I prefer that you call me Ginny. You might have a name just like that. So what would you prefer to be called? Where are you from? You don't have to give out your address. Just say, here's the city I'm from, or here's the state that I'm from, or here's the coast that I'm from, or the country where I am. Well, if you say US, that won't help me very much. I like to know mainly because I want to know how many students in the class are in a different time zone than I am. Okay? What is your work experience? Anything personal you feel comfortable sharing? And how do you feel about starting the online MSW program? So remember to speak slowly and clearly. You've already seen me mess up. So I've learned to mess up and move on because I don't know about you, but I don't have time to make and remake videos. And then you're going to respond to one of your classmates and you're going to say, what shared interests or shared anxieties are you seeing among your classmates? Your initial post is due on Thursday, and for me, your responses are due between Thursday and Sunday. Here is my video, okay? Mine's a little bit longer though, because, you got to get to know me a little bit more. So you will have, by Wednesday of the first week, I will assign you a dyad partner. And you will meet with this dyad partner, the same dyad partner, throughout the course. Not every week, but when there is a dyad activity, you will be meeting with the same person. For this very first activity, you are just going to be checking in with the person, trying out what you're going to use, Zoom or Skype or whatever way you're going to connect with each other. Okay? It's a practice run. You're going to have a conversation then with your partner and just talk about the experiences that led up to you coming into the social work program and what kinds of work do you hope to do with your MSW degree. You're not going to talk about what you did in your dyad activity in the class with the large group. You are going to write about it in your process note. Okay, here is an availability poll. I cannot emphasize enough. This is the first thing that you need to do. This is how I figure out whether or not your dyad partner might be a good match and how to organize groups. And I don't like to do this, but sometimes I will pester you for this because it is so very important to get this settled at the very beginning of the course. It's due by Thursday. Well, it's due ASAP, really. Okay? So here is your first process note, and I've made you a video. I'll go back. Here's the grading rubric for the process note, and that's the end of week 1. So let's go back to modules. And here is our major projects and assignments. I'm just going to go through these using the next button so you can see. Easy peasy. You're just going to, hit play. Here are the written instructions. Why do you want to watch the video? Well, if we were in class together, we would watch the video. I would talk to you about what are the finer points of this. You might read about the assignment in the syllabus, but not really understand what you're supposed to do. So I would talk to you in class about that. This is me talking to you about what you're going to do. Now you'll see that there are a number of videos in this page for process note 1, and then for weeks 3 to 7. Okay, here's some general instructions for weeks 3 and 5. 3 and 5, because there are subtle differences in each one of these. And then 7. 7's a little bit different. That's actually, I think that's not until the end. Here are specific elements. So I'm going to tell you, these are where students get tripped up about. They don't quite understand how to address each one of these. So here's a 2-minute video about group stage. Here's a longer video about group roles and the process and task, and also leadership. Here's a 1-minute video, 30 seconds, about your response, which is one of the elements in the process note. Similarities and differences. Students get caught up there too. Oh, I don't have a specific one for 7 because 7 just kind of piles in everything. You'll know what to do by then. Okay, so week 1 is there. That's the first one you want to watch. Here's another video that talks about the importance of process notes and why we have them. Some guidelines. Formatting your process notes, also super important. In fact, formatting any paper is really important. Formatting a paper in a way with headings and the way that you organize it offers your professor a roadmap to what questions you're answering. And I guarantee that if you do that, unless you really mess up, don't answer the questions directly, you'll get a better grade for formatting your paper in a way that uses, just like here, kind of an introduction. Then we don't use numbers though in papers, but headings. So this is a video for your emotional intelligence paper, written instructions, next steps paper, written instructions, group presentation. And Canvas now has this feature that allows me to actually see if you've watched the video. So if you've been in the habit of just emailing your professor and asking, hey, what do I do about this? I'm going to ask you to watch the video. If I'm worried about whether or not you completed an assignment in the way that I described in the video, or even what's in the written instructions, I do then go and look to see whether or not you watched the video. Okay, so here's week 1 summarized, and I look forward to seeing you in the course. Thank you so much. Bye.